Hey guys, so our goal is to get this read by Wednesday of next week. So I'm going to see how much I can actually read. Okay, starting with Saturday, June 22nd, text messages between Nora and Sean, 11:35 a.m. Sean, you okay? Nora, yes. Sean, where are you? Nora, library. Where are you? Do you have Owen? Sean, yeah, I got Noah too. They put us in the gym. Nora, how's Owen? Sean, terrified. Nora, I'd come, but they won't let us leave. Sean, wait there when they give the all clear, and I'll find you, okay? Nora, okay. I hope it's soon. Mom's gonna freak out. Sean, I'll text her so she knows we're okay. Saturday, June 22nd. Text messages between Nora and Lizzie, 11:38 a.m. Nora, where are you? Lizzie, Jim, where are you? Nora, library. I wish you were here. Lizzie, me too. Nora, I'm scared. Lizzie, me too. Saturday, June 22nd. Text messages between Elodie and her mom. Elodie, hey mama, you busy? Mama, yes, but what's up? Elodie, I'm at school and we got a lockdown thing because they're searching the woods. Just want you to know I'm safe. Mama, are you with Nora and Lizzie? Elodie, they're here somewhere, but I don't see them. It's okay. I'll get a ride whenever it's over. Mama, my shift goes until 5, but I'll call Nora's mother when I get a break. Elodie, thanks. Mama, love you to the moon and back. Elodie, I can't remember any of the new galaxies I read about, but I love you too. Mama, be safe. Elodie, Saturday, June 22nd, text messages between Nora, Sean, and Mom. Sean, hey, just so you know, we're okay. Mom, question mark, question mark. Sean, possible inmate sighting near the carnival, so we're on lockdown in the school. Mom, you're safe? Sean, we're safe. Mom, I'll be right there. Sean, I don't think you can get us because they're not letting anybody leave. Mom, are you all together? Sean, Owen's with me in the gym and Nora's in the library. Nora, hi, Mom. Mom, hi, you're okay? Nora, yeah. Mom, how's Owen? Sean, scared. Nora, does anybody around you have paper or notebook? Sean, some people have backpacks, so they've got stuff. Why? Nora, see if you can borrow a paper and pencil and tell Owen to do one of his evil plots. Sean, now? Nora, it'll help. Sean, okay, I'll ask him. Mom, I'm on my way. Sean, you'll probably get a roadblock. Mom, I know. See you soon. I love you. Sean, love you too. Nora, me too. Saturday, June 22nd. Letter from Nora Tucker. Dear future Wolf Creek residents, my hands are shaking and my heart won't slow down, and I'm writing you because I have to do something besides listen to police scanners and helicopters outside and people crying here in the library. I'm going to go back to when the race started and write everything that happened. I'm going to write every tiny detail like Miss Morin told us to do in our personal narratives with dialogue and everything. So it'll take a really long time, and by the time I write my way back to now, hopefully everything will be okay. So, Cole and Walker were trash talking us by the time the race started, I was so ready to waste them. There was no starting gun because the police thought it might scare people, so Mr. Simmons just shouted, "Go," and we took off. The grass was all OMG, somebody's banging on the library door, and even Mr. Simmons looks freaked out. He's on his phone. Okay, he just opened the door and it's 2 state troopers. They're standing there with their hands on their guns like they expect the inmates to come busting in here any second. I just want to go home so bad right now. I want to go to the gym where Sean and Owen and Lizzie are. I want to get away from here. How could the inmates be back? Okay, I was talking about the grass. It was wet from the water ball fight, so it was hard to dig in. I was wishing I'd brought spikes, but it was okay because nobody else thought of that either. Josh started out ahead of me, but he almost wiped out in the mud, so I caught up halfway across the field, and we were even for a while. Everybody was shouting all at once, but I could hear Lizzie screaming, "Come on, Nora!" and Elodie, get on out ahead of him. You go, girl." I'm going to draw the course of the race here so you have a better idea of what I'm talking about. All right, so there's a picture of the race course. You'll have to pause it so you can check it out. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, do you see where the nature trail starts? That path is super narrow, and I knew whoever got there first would stay in the lead through the woods, so I blasted ahead of Josh and darted into the trees. I could still hear Lizzie cheering from the drop-off circle. Let's go, Nora! Sean, too. Head up, Nora. Eyes ahead. Run your race. And Elodie, come on, Nora, you got this. I tried to run even faster for them. They told us there would be police in the woods, and I don't know if I forgot or what, but when I took a curve and saw a trooper in the trees, it surprised me so much I tripped on a root and went flying. But I caught myself, and the trooper guy called, "Nice save there, runner." And then more voices came booming out of the trees. "Way to go! Great job! Stay strong!" The police were cheering for me, cheering for everybody, I guess, but I pretended it was all for me. I think that made me faster because by the time I got out of the woods, I couldn't even hear Josh breathing behind me anymore. I snuck a peek over my shoulder, even though you're not supposed to do that, and I saw that he'd fallen back a little. I didn't look back again. I pretended Josh wasn't even there. I tipped my chin up and pumped my legs and thudded over the old bridge. Across the river, I raced down the street and pretended the state troopers were lining the road were just race fans like everybody else, only with guns. I focused on getting around the loop to Lizzie so she could take the baton and stay ahead. And even if she didn't, she'd keep up enough for Elodie to run us home. I focused on my breathing and the pounding of my running shoes on the asphalt, and then I turned onto Main Street and felt the cool shadow of the prison wall. I didn't look up at the guard tower. I didn't think about Dad working inside or Elodie's brother or the other inmates or anything. I kept running until I was back in the sun. Sweat dripped into my eyes as I turned the corner. I swept it away and saw Lizzie waiting down the block, jumping up and down in her orange shorts and yellow t-shirt. And when I got closer, I heard her screaming, "Come on, Nora!" And then she started to run. I didn't slow down. I raced beside her and planted the baton in her hand. I held on and kept running until I felt her tug it away. Finally, when I knew she had it, I let myself slow down. I stopped and bent over with my hands on my knees so I could breathe. People were still shouting, but my heart in my ears was louder. I stared down at the pavement and sucked in gulps of hot air until I felt a hand on my back and looked up. It was Elodie. "You wasted him," she said. Lizzie, I still hadn't caught my breath. Lizzie had a good lead to start. Elodie nodded. At least 10 or 15 yards. That was good, but I knew it might not be enough because Walker was fast. "You ready to make up for it if you need to?" Elodie looked over at Cole, who was shaking his hands and bouncing on his feet, looking all cocky. Then she looked back at me. "I'm so ready." She took a deep breath, and I got out of the way because I knew it wouldn't be long before somebody turned the corner and came sprinting at us. I so wanted it to be Lizzie, but it was Walker. "Shoot," Elodie whispered. Then she said, "That's okay. Here she comes. We still got this." Lizzie had turned the corner about a half a block behind Walker, coming faster than I'd ever seen her run. Walker was out straight, though, and pulling ahead. Elodie and I screamed, "Come on, Lizzie! Come on!" Cole stepped in front of me and shouted, "You got her, Walker!" He held his hand out for the baton, but I kept shouting, "Go, Lizzie!" right in Cole's ear. I didn't stop until he grabbed the baton and took off toward the nature trail. Elodie stepped up, hands stretched out behind her feet. Her fingers twitched, and then Lizzie got closer and she started to run. "Great job, Lizzie. Finish strong," I shouted her in until Elodie's hand closed around the baton as she took off. Then I yelled, "Go, Elodie, you can do this." She was hauling. I cheered after her until she disappeared into the trees, and then all I could do was hope. Lizzie collapsed in a heap on the grass, and you're not supposed to do that after a run, so I tapped on her shoulder. "You did great, but you got to get up." I tugged her hand. "Come on, I'll walk you around to cool down." I pulled Lizzie up and walked her around the circle while we waited for the runners to loop around. Pretty soon it would be over, and we'd know if we won and got to water balloon Mr. Simmons. But you know what's weird? I didn't really care about being the first Tucker to water balloon him anymore. I just wanted to win. I wanted Lizzie to be happy. I wanted Elodie to beat Cole and win. I wanted that more than with every second that ticked by on my watch. When they'd been out for 4 minutes, Lizzie had finally caught her breath and found her recorder, and we picked up our backpacks, and we were about to head for the finish line. But we remembered the last runner had to do one more lap around the field. So if we waited in the drop-off circle, we'd be able to cheer for her there, and then race to the end to see the finish. "Here they come," Lizzie pointed, and I whirled around to look down the street. Elodie and Cole had just turned the corner, tiny figures way down the block. They were racing side by side, sprinting all out as if everything in the world depended on who got to that finish line first. It was going to be close. All right, I'm going to stop there and I'll start the next video on the next page.